sure to tune in to At Home with Christ Ministry with Julie Thomas, broadcasting Monday nights at 8 p.m. live on licmc.net, radio, Facebook, and YouTube.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the At Home with Christ podcast. And today on this side of the story, we are still talking about the man who was sitting in his car, wondering if he should go and he should go out and betray a friend. Just like Judas, as we've been learning, who have befriended Jesus, but went out and betrayed him. Now, in Luke 22:48, Jesus said to Judas, "Friend, do what you are here to do." And how could he have, like we said before, have said that if he had not known that Judas was going to betray him and that he had himself forgiven Judas? So imagine yourself. Imagine the man in the car who right now, who was going to betray someone, who was going to kill someone, who was going to hurt someone. And he's sitting in his car looking in a rearview mirror, and he's thinking to himself, what should I do? Should I go and betray my friend? Because he was talking about what his friend had done to him. And how his friend had spiritual dirty dishes. But in fact, it was the guy in the car, the man in the car, who had what, everyone? Who had his own spiritual dirty dishes. So, sometimes how we want to start blaming other people and we want to go out and hurt them when we need to just start looking at our own spiritual dishes and seeing if we and if our own dishes are clean, like the man sitting in his car now, looking in his rearview mirror, looking at the reflection in the mirror, but only the reflection in the mirror isn't of the man, like we've been saying. The reflection in the mirror is of Jesus Christ, reminding him that he should forgive this person, and he should be like Jesus Christ. But this man sitting in his car now is walking around with bitterness in his heart, just like you or I, not even caring to look at his own dirty dishes, just thinking to himself, is there something else I need to do for myself? Just like you should ask yourself, before you go sit at someone else's table and call them an enemy, you should be looking at your own dishes, at your own self in the mirror, and asking your own self this question: is there something else you should be doing? Not the person you're going over there to betray, not the person you're going over there to hurt, but the person in the mirror is you. What should you be doing to help your situation? Now, Judas, as we know, was walking around pretending like he was a friend of Jesus. Just like all of us, we walk around all the time pretending like we care about somebody else, like somebody else is our friends, when actually we're not. Actually, that guy you're hanging out with, that woman you're hanging out with, those people, actually they're not really your friends, are they? And just like with Judas, he befriended Jesus, but instead he wasn't really a friend of Jesus. So I'm asking you this question: do you think that person you hanging out is really your friend? You think that person that you really talking to really cares about you? Because I'm here to tell you, unless you look at your own spiritual dishes, how can you know if someone else's dishes are clean? How can we know? And how will we know if someone else's dishes other than ours are really dirty? Every day you need to ask yourself that, And you need to wake up in the morning and you need to ask yourself that questions when you look in the mirror. Are my spiritual dishes really clean? Is there something deep down up under the surface of that plate that is just stuck? Because a lot of times our friends that we think are friends aren't really our friends, and they will try to pretend like they're their friends, like they care about what you're talking about. Just like Judas with Jesus, when he was asking him a question, but he was just asking him a question just to go along with the program. He wasn't really seriously, didn't really care about anything else. It said it here that Judas said, "Do you think that I can appeal to my Father, and he will at once send me more than 2 legions?" I mean, so this is just Judas having a conversation just to throw Jesus off the track. Just like your friends would try to throw you off the track by changing the conversation. And then by the time you realize that you've been thrown off the track and thrown under the bus, just like Judas did with Jesus. So the point is, my brothers and sisters, is before we go throwing dirt at someone else and talking about someone else's spiritual dishes, we need to look at our own dishes. We need to be aware of what is going on in our own kitchen. Because just like Judas did, and Jesus called him a friend, but that when he said it in a kind of condescending way. Like, okay, my friend. Just like you've said, okay, my friend, in a condescending way, in a cutting way, meaning that you know that he's not really your friend. You're just going along with the program. So I'm asking you, is your friend really your friend? Are your friends really your friends out there? I mean, you really need to think about it. Are your friends really your friends? Because you don't want to end up like Jesus. And so we leave you with this message. Check your own spiritual dishes before you do anything else. Before you go out, just like the man sitting in his car. He needs to check his own spiritual clean dishes. And we're asking you to go in your spiritual kitchen and go check those spiritual dishes before you go walking out of that door doing something you don't need to be doing. And until next time, we will see what else is going on with the man in the car. We will see. Thank you.
Be sure to tune in to At Home with Christ Ministry with Julie Thomas, broadcasting Monday nights at 8 p.m. live on licmc.net, radio, Facebook, and YouTube.
Hello, I am Julie Thomas, and the name of my podcast is it's a Well Water Christian podcast for my social media podcast show, which is At Home with Christ. And now I want to tell you about my latest TV show, which is going to be At Home with Christ TV. And you can reach that and you can see all the episodes on Shrimp TV, on shrimp.com. So that you can go to this new platform, which is shrimp.com, and look for At Home with Christ TV under London. It is a fantastic show, and we hope that you